For orientation purposes, north is at the top of the screen. Blue Mound Road runs along the west side. The Bureau of Engraving and Printing is toward the upper left on Blue Mound. East Harmon Road is in the lower center. Chisholm Ridge neighborhood is on the south side of Harmon, while Ridgeview Farms neighborhood is on the north side of it. Harmon Road roundabouts are on the east side, and the proposed area for rezoning is between Ridgeview Farms and the roundabouts.
Part of this parcel would be zoned from general commercial to high-density multifamily housing. Putting an apartment complex, a development right here on this parcel that has been zoned general commercial for many, many years. Say we go to 1,200 units, we're looking at anywhere from most likely 1,200 to say 2,000 extra vehicles right here.
Right here on two-lane Blue Mound.
10-year-old boy in Saginaw was hit and killed. It happened just outside Saginaw High School.
And that issue could have been addressed years ago, and we would have had a different outcome if there had been protected crosswalks and lighting.
Dropping him off for school, I live 3 minutes away, right, from Highland. Like in 35 minutes, 40 minutes for me just to get over there and get back, and that's just crazy.
This is an example that would be considered a hazardous route if that property was converted to multifamily, which means all those kids would be bused. But it also means that we are not able to do what we really want to do, which is to allow kids to walk to school whenever possible, because it's healthy, because it's good. But if you want to go to practice at 6:30 in the morning, if you're in cross country, you're going to be driven or you're going to walk. And when I see kids walking in areas that are not meant for that, in order to get there, it troubles me greatly.
More traffic right here where four-lane Harmon funnels into single-lane roundabouts, and where Harmon continues is just 2 lanes north of the roundabout.
Harmon Road to the north of 287 was supposed to go to a 4-lane road. They took that money away. They're repaving the 2-lane as if they're throwing us a little piece of candy instead of giving us a whole piece of cake.
Alongside the most explosive business growth in the area, Presidio Junction.
I was coming back from Presidio Junction. I got on North Tarrant. It was backed up to the Costco there. So then I tried to go over to Harmon, and it was backed up past the 2nd Street to Heritage. It's too much.
More cars as residents of the proposed apartments would try to get in and out via the already clogged exit ramp for eastbound Decatur Highway 287 onto Harmon.
And perhaps an access driveway that would come out right over here to Harmon Road, which would just compound our already existing traffic issues. When we're looking at our northbound direction to get to 287, backups that come all the way to here.
Emergency response times for the area already running well above national average, both for the fire department, where it's more than 10 minutes for parts of our area, and ambulance service running 31% above the national standard.
At senior citizen age, and my kids are very concerned about me living by myself in the event that I had an accident. So yes, I want the fire and or police department to be able to reach my home in a qualified time.
Horseman, which is right behind us here, comes from Basswood.
Supposed to run through here.
It is supposed to run through here.
More cars right here at the southeast corner of Chisholm Ridge, where connecting Horseman to Harmon has been planned for years but never funded, where additions north and south of us funnel their shortcut traffic through this tiny 90-degree turn.
I live at 8200 Storm Chaser Drive. Well, it was an 18-year-old girl that was driving with her boyfriend. She came up here too fast, and she lost control and drove through my fence. And the only thing that stopped her from going into my house was I have metal poles. And what they agreed to do was stick these barriers up here, these water barriers. They're empty. So anybody who wants to come over here, all they got to do is move it. I've called Jeff Green, the guy who initially put these out here, and he won't call me back. An 18-wheeler, he backs up and he comes down this street, and while he's backing up, he plows over the mailbox.
Semi-trucks driving through neighborhoods.
2 Sundays ago, a car going too fast nearly barreled into a backyard. And recently, Perez, the local HOA vice president, was nearly hit by a semi-truck.
You can look at the street from starting back here, where the street's starting to cave in and buckle. This is where they always drive over this part of the sidewalk when they make this sharp turn. And you can see the cracks right here. There are hundreds of apartments just north of us.
Just a half-mile north, not one, not two, but 3 apartment complexes, and now a 4th under construction with infrastructure like sidewalks and a park, and all within walking distance of shopping, things not at 287 and Harmon.
So the situation would be then, there would be a lack of desirability. To create demand, they would have to lower rents. From what I've learned over a 20-plus year career in real estate, and also my interaction with the school district, when you end up with some units, more units, and possibly all units in a subsidized housing category, that means
when something gets converted into tax credit housing, then they do not pay any property taxes. Well, that's how we pay for teachers. That's how we pay for schools. And so you have all the needs, which are our students' needs, but you have none of the resources to pay for them.
We'd start to see as property owners ourselves, as homeowners ourselves, most likely an increase in the tax rate.
If you are a single family or multifamily, it doesn't matter, residential tax base, and the majority of it is residential, you actually do not produce enough property taxes to pay for the student.
Have you had an experience in the past where something has happened similar to where you have an infusion all of a sudden, like we're talking about in our area, if you get this high density?
When the city, which they did right over here in the Mercantile Center, approved a zoning change from industrial to multifamily tax credit, they took very valuable property base and converted it to a piece of property in which we will receive no taxation. Yet we have students. Worse though than anything to do with the tax base, students are now going to be living and growing up in an industrial park. The city approved this. This means that 100% of those kids will be bused. 100% of those kids will not have a stable environment in that area. That is an issue that you even run into up here in the Harmon 287 area. Our expectations are that we'll have commercial properties in that area. The district is, as a community, as a partner in the community, wants commercial, obviously, for the tax base so we can provide for our students. We have a very active relationship working with developers.
I think the first thing that the school district is going to say is, well, first of all, they as soon as it hits the tax roll, they get money. I mean, the first year that it's on the tax roll, they get money, so they're going to be happy about that.
Every time you change the variables, in this case, you add students or decrease the tax base, it has a significant effect. This has a double effect. You have more students and less resources.
Other parts of the city are getting the attention they need because they're more likely visible.
And so I've implored that the city would stay true to their comprehensive plan, but until there isn't a commitment from the TxDOT level, from the city level, of saying we are willing to prioritize this at the highest level to put these areas in, then we're going to continue to run into these issues.